money, do I have an amazing guest for you. I can't wait to introduce you to Heather Pickens. Heather, introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, yes, as you know, my name is Heather Picken, and I want to share a little bit about my new book that just came out, and it's called Woman on Fire, Entrepreneur, Take Charge and Profit from Your Passion. And Bethany, one of the reasons why I created that book is I wanted to throw in the towel probably more than anyone else, because as you know, being an entrepreneur, it's not a linear path. I mean, you have to pursue both, the pain and the pleasure with the end goal in mind. And so this book is near and dear to my heart because there's a lot of stories, some from my clients, some from other people that I've interviewed, and they basically share their journey, how they really created that breakthrough in their business, how they went to the next level. And also I give, some really great strategies around mindset, a lot, how to align your vision and your mission and your purpose. And then of course the practical side as well. And what I do in my business is taking people's ideas, their creative ideas, being able to package them. So like, let's just say if you're a service provider, you're a consultant, or you're a coach, and you've got this great idea, or maybe, you already have a program now and you have no idea how to position yourself as the expert online and generate high reoccurring income. And that's what I teach people about. I'm really passionate about inspiring people, helping them to wake up to their greatness, and particularly women. I work with a lot of women. I do work with men on fire, entrepreneurs. So
well, let's talk about you, right? How did you start this journey? You woke up one day. Yeah. I think you ended a relationship, right?
Yeah,
you were forced to do something.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So my background is in fitness. I had a fitness business, and I really wanted to learn how to master the online game because I developed a product, sold it online. I still sell it today. So it was the 6-week fat burning and mind empowering system for women.
I'm gonna go buy it just so I can see
your
video.
Yeah. So it's amazing. When you have an idea, the first thought is, well, how can I make this work? And I'm telling you, in 30 days, I sold that product. It's all digital and downloadable. And so my path was always like, how can I make this bigger? And I just kind of fell into working with entrepreneurs. I was really on this journey, and I wasn't really making a lot of money. And so every entrepreneur always has a story of, their kind of bottom, where they started and kind of like how they broke through. And that's why I love using stories, and I talk about it in my book. But one of the lowest points of my entire life is I was living with a boyfriend at the time, and he knew I was kind of struggling into my business, trying to get things going. And back then I was doing my fitness thing. And one night, my entire life changed. And we had a fight. He kicked me out in the middle of the night. I had everything just in trash bags. Like, can you imagine, just being there and saying, get your stuff out of there. And you have literally like a couple minutes to get your stuff out of there. It was crazy. It was paralyzing. So I'm sitting there by myself at 2 a.m. in the morning with my little dog, Angel. She was like this little chihuahua, 6-pound chihuahua in my lap. And I'm having what I call this holy crap moment. Like, holy crap, how did I get here? I'm college educated. What do I do? And so I set an intention that night that I was going to change. Like, I have to do something different. And it was a leap of faith. Now, I want to paint the picture for you because I basically had $300 in my pocket. I didn't have a car, and my credit cards were just about maxed out. So when you're in that situation, your back is against the wall. It's like, what do I do? And the next day I found someone, complete stranger off of Craigslist, to move in. And the next couple of months, it's kind of a humbling story because I remember riding the bus and feeling humiliated. Like, this is not me. Like, I'm college educated. How did I get here? Out of that, you know what? You just need to focus on what you need to do. And so one of the most valuable things that I did was hire a mentor, even when I didn't have the money. When I made a decision, like, I'm just going to find the money, I'm just going to do it. And I did. And so within a couple of months, that really helped me, that catapulted me to generate over 100,000 in about a couple of months. That story is so important to me and everyone that's listening, is that you have to align your vision and your mission and purpose and how that will really help you fulfill your life. Because if you don't, someone or something will literally take your life over. And anyone can create a breakthrough. I really believe. And I kind of joke about it. I'm dyslexic, so growing up, it was really hard for me to read and write and learn. I thought there was something wrong with me. And I had a lot of challenges along the way. And I'm telling you, what that taught me as an entrepreneur is that you're always going to have those obstacles. But if you're just willing to look at the end result, the end game, and stay focused on that path and find ways around it, you'll get there. So if I can do it, so can you.
I love that. I bet that'll be so encouraging to our audience. So you have a customer of yours at this conference, and we're going to interview her actually in person. So tell me a little bit about her, how she came to you, and a little bit about what you were able to do for her.
Yeah, it's funny because I met Lori. I was sponsoring a conference similar to the one that I'm hosting. And she came to me, and it's funny because I have so many people that come to me that are amazing at what they do, but yet they don't have the right plan. They're really in their head. So she came from the corporate world. She had her own business, but she really didn't have, the right plan. And when she first started working with me, she was making about $200 a month. And so one of the biggest challenges for her is just really valuing yourself enough to put her out there, because she had a service. She was a service provider, a coach, and offering different kinds of packages. So the biggest breakthrough I know that I helped her with is to help her with her prices, really get in touch with, what is my vision? What am I really here to do? And it sounds simple, but I'm telling you, people really get in their own way. Even if they worked for corporations and have sold like millions of dollars, it really doesn't matter when it comes to your own stuff. You just get in you get in your own way. So
and how much to charge? I struggle with that too. How much do I charge for my services? Is it the right amount? And that's a tough one.
Yeah, I will say this one tip is to keep firm at your prices until you get it. I remember doing that, and when I finally hit it, I went through maybe 10 people until I got my prices. And what that does, it gives you an upgrade on your mindset, so that you can move forward. And that's exactly what I told her to do. I'm like, stay firm. And so she did, and she was like, oh my gosh. And so we got really clear on the marketing plan for her specific to her business, because, your business is very unique and it's not cookie cutter. So when we devised the marketing plan, man, she took off running, and she was doing all these tours across the country and helping what she calls like indie entrepreneurs, like creatives and that sort of thing. And I just love her because I follow her on Facebook too, and I'm just always seeing what she's up to. Oh, I'm flying to LA this week. So by the time that we were done working together, she was making, I think, about $8,000 to $10,000 a month. It's probably more than that.
Awesome.
But she is a woman on fire.
She's a woman on fire. Well, we are going to pull her on, and we'll be in person. We will interview her for the rest of this interview and see what Lori has to say about working with a coach. Thank you, and we'll be right back. I want you to start your business or idea right away. And what I did was I taped for you a dream retreat available at the link below. If you get it, you need to check it out, watch it, because while hiking Big Bend, I stopped in several different places and talked you through what you should be working on to get the ball rolling. I want you to find your destiny, and I want you to take action. Click the link below and join me on the retreat.
The most important thing you did for me, Heather, was when sales target numbers don't mean anything to me, and we figured that out. It didn't for me. It does for a lot of people, and I'm not saying they're wrong. It didn't connect the dots for me. Heather was able to go in and find what did connect. And for me, that was support and creating the right kind of support. And if I have people I'm responsible for, I will do what it takes to earn to make that happen. And all of a sudden, those people started arriving. And I actually have an apprentice now who is going to be carrying on my work after I die, which was the most important thing.
Right.
And so for people who, we all need to earn, that's duh. You have a business, you need to make money. For people who have big and ambitious aspirations that continue past your lifetime, you need people like Heather to solidify you in that, and that's what you did, and I am forever grateful.
Yes, and you are a woman on fire.
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 One of the things that I talked about in my presentation that Lori followed, and it's like if you follow these 3 things, you will create success in your business. It's having the right beliefs about your business, what is possible for you, also aligning your values and your vision and your mission, really creating a vision that is larger than you and being able to link that in your brain so that every day you wake up on fire and inspired with your mission and purpose. And then the third thing is having the right marketing plan because your business is so unique. I don't like to create cookie cutter strategies. So it's taking where you're at right now and then being able to devise a strategy that is going to help you to create the breakthrough.
So I talk to a lot of people, and you know what I hear is they say, I'm rudderless. You don't understand. I don't even know what my purpose is. I don't even know where to start. And it's almost easier for me to help people when they know what they want to do.
It's a lot easier.
It's easier than, and so a lot of you are still trying to figure out, what am I interested in? What is my purpose? What is my passion? Well, I think it takes, sometimes you have to go away and just think about it. And I have a dream retreat on my website that is, that walks you through. So how do I do that? How do I start dreaming again? How do I attach and hear my inner voice and know what I should be running after?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point, because a lot of times, and I was speaking about this, you know, everyone wants to live to their highest value where they feel inspired. And so when you're around people like your friends, your family that don't align with your vision, maybe they're not an entrepreneur and they're like, oh, you're crazy for doing that. What happens, it puts the flame out and you don't feel excited about it. So I think that's a great example. Going somewhere. Last January, I spent 3 days focusing on my entire legacy in life and going through 20,000 questions of what would this look like, you know, from business to every area of my life. So I think it's a great idea to find an event or check yourself into a nice hotel where it's inspiring,
right.
You know,
or
that you feel good about it. Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. Be
or
somewhere.
glamping.
Or glamping. Yeah,
I'll
be
be
somewhere
glamping.
that inspires you. It can be anywhere.
Yeah.
So you started the business. So tell me what your life is like now.
You know, it's amazing because years ago I had the vision of how can I run a global business where I can do anywhere. We're talking about in your pajamas, which yes, sometimes that happens to me, and it's absolutely amazing. So I have clients all over the world that I help get their business together. So helping that they've got a service, they have some expertise that they want to package. They don't know how to put themselves out there. One of the first things that we do is we help them to build a targeted list, and there's a lot of different marketing pieces. And then, of course, the most important piece I've been talking about throughout this interview is the mindset. It's everything.
It is.
Because
it is.
If you don't have your mind aligned, you won't get on the phone, talk to those prospective clients. You won't put yourself out there. You won't do all those marketing pieces that you need to do. You'll talk yourself out of success.
Yes.
And a lot of people do that.
People do that all the time.
Exactly.
I signed up, my boyfriend and I signed up to climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
I saw that.
We're going to do that in February.
That's awesome.
And I read all these things. I started looking at all the information. And the most memorable thing I came across was it said, the mountain is just a mountain. The trek is just a trek. You're just hiking. But the mountains that you will face are the barriers that you've created in your head. The mountains in your head.
So true.
And so I think that's true of everything. I think that's true of starting your business. I think that's true of breaking through on the money that you did. I think it's true of every component of it is this mountain in our head that we're trying to overcome, that either says we can't do it, we're not going to succeed, or says don't start that business, it won't happen, or who's going to take it over, or what makes you think you can be successful.
Absolutely. No, I definitely agree. You have to get out of your own way. You have to align your beliefs, your vision, and I want to share this story really quick with people about how when you put your thoughts out there, intention, how it all comes together. And I was sharing this with my presentation. So years ago, when my business was getting momentum, I was listening to a song, and this is why you need fuel to really fire your business. It's the song "Don't Stop Believing," and I thought I really want to
sing it for us.
Yeah, now I'm just a small town girl. Okay, I love singing that song, down an octave. But so I was listening to that song literally 50 times a day. And I thought, where does Steve Perry live? Because I'd love to meet him and tell him how inspirational he was. So I Googled, where does Steve Perry live? And I found out he lived in Del Mar, California. Now, here's the interesting thing. 4 hours later, I get an email out of the blue that said I had won a 2-night stay in Del Mar, California, in a beautiful resort. And it was just amazing because here I had this thought, and I found that he lived in Del Mar, and it was just absolutely amazing. I thought, if I can think this and put that out there, what else will happen? And the story goes like this. I never met Steve Perry, but Steve Perry, are you watching? Is he watching this show?
Yeah, of course
I want to meet you. It really is my mission and purpose. So it's kind of a fun little story, but it just demonstrates whatever you think about, whatever you're putting out there, it will happen. So if you're choosing thoughts that are limiting, self-sabotaging, I can't do this is hard.
I don't make enough, I can't make enough,
exactly.
I won't be able to do it.
Who am
right.
I? Who am I to put myself out there?
Right.
I need more training.
It's not gonna work.
You don't need
Right.
you don't need more training. You don't need more time. There's never going to be a good enough time than now. You just have to do what it takes in order to make it work.
right.
It's never going to be right. It's kind of like having children, right? You can't wait till you have the right amount of money. You had them anyways.
Well, I would know that. I've got a fur baby, so but I can only imagine.
Well, thank you for joining us. How can
Yeah.
people get a hold of you? How can they find you?
So first, if you want to pick up a copy of my book, you can go to womanonfireentrepreneur.com. And then also, I've got a show on iTunes. If you just type on Woman on Fire Entrepreneur, you can listen. There's tons of free episodes. And then you could also, if you go to my website, heatherpickin.com, you'll get some free gifts. I think there's a training on how to make in a day what you used to make in a month. So get on my list, and I always have continuous free trainings, and I'd love to talk to you. A lot of times I do free trainings, and if you're looking for some more help, you see yourself as a leader, I would definitely love to have a conversation with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us for
thank you.
this week's edition of Homemade Money. So stay tuned, because we will bring you more on fire entrepreneurs to keep you moving on your journey. Have a super great week.